Thank you.
Sarah, I have a question. I'm looking at the ordinance for the consultant, and my sense is that the issues raised by livable streets as they apply to streets and parking spaces is different than the kind of issues that come up with plazas and alleys. And in my own experience working with Commissioner Novick, for example, on the improvements along Division, is that there's a delicate balance between sort of promoting the laudable goals of this program and also ensuring, for example, that business districts function. And so, we heard, for example, comments like, we're really delighted to have these bioswales, but do they have to be so big, and do they have to take up 2 parking spaces, and why in the particular location, and on and on. So the first question I had is, when you form the stakeholder group, is it your intent to include Venture Portland?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And second, I just, as a commissioner, want to make sure that as we deal with the delicate issues of streets and parking spaces, which is a big flashpoint, and frankly, it's increasingly difficult to get from point A to point B on our streets, that we use a broader lens than livable streets to make those decisions. And I have a different personal standard that I apply to alleys and plazas, because in some cases you are activating orphan spaces. The challenge with streets and parking places is we have competing demands. And I just want to I want to just put that on the record of concern that we look at them systematically differently. And frankly, while I now live in a rental apartment and walk to work and have ditched the car, when I am in a car trying to get from point A to point B, there are huge consequences when we take a lane out of NATO or we close a street. And effectively what it means is you just can't get from here to there. And in my job, there are times I have to travel by car. It's just a necessity. So I want to just plant this flag that that I'm going to have a different approach to this vis-a-vis streets and parking spaces, and want to know about the trade-offs than I would around plazas and alleys, where I think there's some really big opportunities, like what you're doing in Ankeny, to create meaningful public spaces out of areas that are essentially orphaned or don't serve a compelling transportation need. So I want to put that on the record, and I also am grateful you'll include Venture Portland, which will give you the voice of 50 neighborhood business districts that are always struggling with that balance between getting customers in and out of the district and also wanting it to be a safe and welcoming place.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's definitely something that we'll have to look at. It is also something that we've included in the scope with the consultant, that we actually look at draft policy statement that will provide guidance to the city regarding how to balance placemaking and community uses with other uses of the right-of-way. But absolutely, balancing all of the different needs of the right-of-way and all those different users is something that the Bureau of Transportation is extremely sensitive to.
I know you are.
Thank you.